Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering Thunder. Thunder.
Wow.
Thunder. Yeah, there is a longer name. It is Thunder Perfect Mind, but Thunder is just better. So we have Thunder.
It's generally referred to in this book as Thunder.
Yeah.
So, what are you reading from?
You know what? So I just found a translation online that we did not have, or a different translation, I should say.
Freely available public website you can access.
Yeah, so this translation is based on the edition of the Coptic text by G.W. McRae.
Wasn't the beginning...
translation
and McGuire.
Yeah, translation copyright 2000 and McGuire.
Yeah.
Thunder.
So, and
are you ready for the thunder?
We
did try to look up, struck by thunder or something, but we just got results of Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
The song by AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those, like an obscene amount.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very popular song.
It is. But
hey, I have the Nag Hammadi Scriptures, the revised and updated translation of sacred Gnostic texts, complete in one volume, edited by Marvin Mayer, with an advisory board of Wolf, Peter Funk, Paul Huber, Poiré, James and Robinson, an introduction by Elaine H. Pagels, with the section on thunder from NHC 6.2, introduced by Paul Hubert Poiré and translated by Marvin Mayer.
Fantastic. And you know what? Before we go any further, we do have something new for everybody.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we got a Discord.
Yeah, you should join the Discord. Hop on there. If you're a mod here, you'll be a mod there.
Yeah, essentially. And so if it's not showing up in the description for some reason, what you can do is you can do !Discord in the live chat. So I don't know if you want to do that one, Chris. No, you don't. Okay.
Chris doesn't know how to do that.
No, he wants to wait for the people to do it. Mm-hmm. So the people should do it.
Yeah, I guess they should.
Yeah, that's how you get the link to that. And
I mean, assuming that Nightbot is actually working.
It's working. Good.
Thank you, Nightbot.
Good.
Thanks, Nightbot.
Nightbot doesn't work when I put in new instructions. I'm serious. Like, I put in new instructions and then it doesn't work for me.
Oh, that is strange.
Wow.
We're having similar issues with, shopping tabs in the live streaming.
Yeah, that one is annoying when that one doesn't work. So yeah, a whole bunch of people are in there. So if you're not in there, make sure to join. I'm surprised at how quickly it at least got some amount of people. I shared it with.
Yeah, we've got some discussion going on in there.
Yeah, I shared it with the members. Mm-hmm. I shared it with the Blasphemers Bible crew from Arn's show. So that includes not only the people on Blasphemers Bible, but people on the Book of Mormon show as well.
Cool.
Yeah. So it did fill up. But yeah, we got a Discord now.
All right. Well, let's talk about Thunder. So the tractate entitled Thunder, or Thunder Perfect Mind, is a kind of anomaly in the Nag Hammadi library. It belongs to none of the literary genres attested in the collection. It features no known Gnostic entity. It has neither a narrative nor a didactic frame. The Nag Hammadi texts it resembles most closely are three forms of first thought and the hymn of the Savior, forethought or pronoia, at the end of the longer version of the Secret Book of John. Thunder takes the form of a discourse, composed for the most part of self-predications on the first-person singular, Coptic enok pelte, Greek ego eimi.
Yeah, ego eimi, that would be I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, that's the thing that we hear Jesus say quite a bit in the Gospels.
Well, it's what Yahweh says in Exodus.
That too.
Yes. It's interspersed with exhortations and reproaches addressed to an unidentified audience. The speaker remains unnamed, but many features in the text show that the person or entity speaking is a feminine being. This characteristic explains why the tractate was at first compared with the Isis Aretalogies.
I'm guessing that would be
The
Aretalogies.
self-proclamations in which the goddess Isis presents herself and lists her feats, or with the public addresses of female wisdom in the Jewish scriptures, as in Proverbs and Sirach, but these parallels remain only partial. The genre,
that's what it looks like here.
yeah. The genre is rather to be defined according to the opening statement of the speaker. I was sent from the power and have come to those who contemplate me and am found among those who seek me. These lines evoke the kind of discourse by which in ancient societies an envoy or ambassador would introduce himself, name his sender, and state his qualifications and status. The Gospel of John provides a good example of such declarations. Despite the absence of a clear literary structure, the text does show some kind of organization. It opens with a prologue in which the speaker identifies herself and invites her listeners to be attentive to the message, and it closes with final exhortation to hear and learn her words. In between, the text is made up of sections which are more or less organized, of which the most striking feature is constant use of contradictory statements.
Yeah, so a couple things here. Also, yeah, Landon, that's a good point. We should add that to the commands command. That's a very good point.
Probably.
Yeah.
Also add totals. Anyways.
For Thunder as the speaker, Thunder's conception of salvation does not conform to the more familiar Gnostic image of a transformative movement or conversion from blindness to vision, or anything that's similar to that. Rather, Thunder presents an understanding of salvation that comes through the interpretive process of grappling with the language of the text and confronting the paradoxical nature of the divine within the antitheses of ignorance and gnosis. At the same time, Thunder forges a sharp distinction between those who merely hear the words of the text and those who hear the divine voice with gnosis, so the ones who have that secret knowledge. Those who hear the utterances of Thunder with gnosis enter into salvific relation with the divine through the interchange of divine utterance and divine hearing. Thunder, perfect mind, may thus be interpreted not only as a title for the text, but as a name for the divine speaker, her thundering utterances.
And this speaker, there's a very interesting bit in here about the speaker. So, like wisdom, the speaker of Thunder is a feminine figure who delivers first-person speech composed of self-predications and powerful statements, and these must be received and heard. Just like Sophia, the speaker resembles a divine entity, second only to the first principle, to which she alone provides access.
Hold on. One thing, what we forgot to do, actually. Chris, so can you take the stream link and put it into the streaming stuff in Discord? Because I know that there's a way to set it up where you are able to have it basically be a bot, right? Where you
you have to get a bot.
Yeah, we have to get a bot for that. Yeah,
we'll
but
handle that at some point.
All right.
But as I was saying, at the same time, this speaker exhibits features that the biblical wisdom tradition attributes to the opposite of Sophia, folly. The foolish woman of Proverbs 9:13 through 18, depicted as a courtesan and a prostitute. Although biblical wisdom gives intelligence and knowledge to the simple, the heroine of our tractate, though providing learning, declares herself uneducated. Such a contradictory statement, and there are many others in the tractate, is best explained if the speaker is seen as a drastic reinterpretation of Jewish wisdom. But there are in the biblical sapiential tradition elements that anticipate the paradoxical portrait of the speaker. Wisdom knows how to walk on tortuous paths and to torment her listeners by her discipline in order to test them, as in Sirach 4:17. She dwells in the highest heavens and at the same time walks with the human race in Proverbs 8:30 through 31 and Sirach 24:3 through 7. Therefore, the speaker of thunder is a universalistic radicalization of biblical wisdom, in which the best illustration is perhaps the Simonian wisdom of the pseudo-Clementines, an all-bearing being for whose sake the Greeks and barbarians fought, having before their eyes but an image of truth, while she was with the supreme God. The universalism of the tractate evokes also Plutarch's ideal, who declares that the gods are not to be regarded as different among different peoples, nor as barbarian and Greek, and as southern and northern. So there's like a pretty radical approach to Jewish wisdom texts in here that seems to at times glorify the foolish woman.
All right. So I'm down with that. Down with that. So there is no general scholarly consensus on the social or historical setting of thunder. While scholars agree that the text exhibits no explicitly Jewish or Christian elements, its imagery resonates with a variety of sources, including Jewish and Christian wisdom, Isis traditions, which you noted, Middle Platonism, Stoicism, and with other Nag Hammadi texts, especially those designated Scythian and Valentinian. Valentinian. So thunder exists only in the Coptic version found at Nag Hammadi. The author, date, and place of composition are unknown, but a cultural milieu like that of the 2nd or 3rd century Alexandria is plausible. In any case, it is clear that the text was originally composed in Greek well before 350 CE, the approximate date of the Coptic manuscript. The surviving text is relatively well preserved, with only minor damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that is good, because, oh boy, we have had quite a few texts with a lot of textual issues. They didn't really survive all that well. Like, what was it? Don't forget the name of, and then it just cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But mine does have some details about the limits of the history here. So the tractate, Thunder, is a Sahidic Coptic translation of an otherwise lost Greek original, like most things that we've read so far from Nag Hammadi. This translation could have been done at any time in the first half of the 4th century, since Codex 6 of the Nag Hammadi library, the only witness of the text, was very likely copied and bound in the mid-4th century. Thunder most likely comes from a milieu characterized by proselytizing and marked by apocalypticism and an eschatological orientation. The epilogue of the tractate announces the fulfillment of words and texts and promises the listeners a place of rest where they find life after death. The style of the tractate is to be compared with what the pagan philosopher Celsus terms the most perfect type of prophecy among people of Phoenicia and Palestine. Here's a quote from Origin against Celsus. There are many, he says, who are nameless, who prophesy at the slightest excuse for some trivial cause, both inside and outside temples. And there are some who wander about begging and roaming around cities and military camps, and they pretend to be moved as if giving some oracular utterance. It is an ordinary and common custom for each one to say, I am God, or a son of God, or a divine spirit, and I have come. Already the world is being destroyed, and you, O men, are to perish because of your iniquities, but I wish to save you. And you shall see me returning again with heavenly power. Blessed is he who has worshipped me now. In both Celsus and Thunder, we have a divine envoy who calls to conversion and claims to bring about salvation. The prophetic milieu of Thunder must have been Jewish, or at least akin to Judaism. The peculiarity of the form and contents of Thunder suggests, however, that this Jewish or Judaizing milieu must have been marginal. In some, a milieu open to the literary and doctrinal diversity exemplified by Codex 6, one of the most disparate of the Nag Hammadi collections, with its Hermetic, Apocryphal, and Gnostic writings. It would not be too daring an assumption to suppose that the Gnostics who gathered at Nag Hammadi tractates included Thunder because they saw in its feminine speaker an evocation of Barbelo, she appears in 3 forms of first thought, or 3 stells of Seth.
Yeah, we read about Barbelo.
Yeah, Barbelo could be reinterpreted in sapiential or philosophical as well as mythological terms. As to the date of composition, we're left with no positive indications. The mention of Egypt in Thunder 16 points toward an Egyptian milieu, perhaps Alexandria, but this remains hypothetical. The comparison with the excerpt from Celsus cited above suggests that the Greek original Thunder might have been composed around the end of the 2nd century or beginning of the 3rd. The philosophical background hints at the same direction as well. So,
That makes
most
sense.
likely based off of this, end of the 2nd century or beginning of the 3rd.
All right. Yeah, and I think we can hop into the reading.
All right. Let me start reading Thunder, Perfect Mind. Thunder is the only thing you need at the top.
Sorry.
I was sent from the power and have come to those who contemplate me and am found among those who seek me. Look at me, you who contemplate me, and you who hear, listen to me. You awaiting me, take me to yourselves. Do not banish me from before your eyes. Do not let your voice be hateful toward me, nor your hearing. Do not be ignorant of me. In any place, at any time, be alert. Do not be ignorant of me. These statements recall the role of wisdom in Jewish wisdom literature. For I am the first and the last, or for it is I who am the first and the last. This grammatical construction with the Coptic cleft sentence is employed throughout the text. You may refer to the extensive use of the cleft sentence as hyperclefting. So,
What? All right.
yeah, a Coptic linguistic feature that we didn't know about before is hyperclefting.
Nope.
Cool. I am the honored and the scorned. I am the whore and the holy. I am the wife and the virgin. I am the mother and the daughter. I am the limbs of my mother. I am a barren woman who has many children. I have had many weddings and have taken no husband. Okay, this sounds like trivialism.
This is
For those who don't know, in philosophy, the position of trivialism is that all propositions are true. So the consequence is that in any argument against trivialism, they will just accept that you are correct.
right. Yeah.
I love it. That's
Which-
absurd. That goes right up absurdism alley.
It is so ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. So I'm not sure where this is going exactly, but right now they're just setting up a lot of things that you can't
It
be
could
at
be
once
something
for the most part.
Well, it could be something akin to like Lao Tzu in the Taoist tradition, where he talks about the compressence of opposites, where that which is big is determined by that which is small. So like they are codependent on each other.
I get that. I get that. So first and the last, that's I am the alpha and the omega kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, at the
But,
beginning and at the end. So that one makes sense. So all of these are supposed to be
Opposites.
yeah.
Right. A barren woman who has many children.
Yeah.
Who's had many weddings and has taken no husband.
Yeah.
So it's it seems like something like that. I'm not sure exactly what they're going
Yeah, I'm not really going to go with compression of opposites exactly, but yeah, it's let's think along the lines of I am the first and the last.
Uh-huh. I am
Like something all encompassing is what I mean.
Yeah. I am a midwife and a woman who does not give birth. I am the solace of my own birth pains. I am bride and groom, and my husband produced me. I am the mother of my father and the sister of my husband, and he is my offspring. I am the servant of him who fashioned me. I am the ruler of my offspring. He produced me with a premature birth, and he is my offspring born on time, and my strength is from him. I am the staff of his power in his youth, and he is the rod of my old age, and whatever he wishes happens to me. I am silence that is incomprehensible, and insight whose memory is great. Insight, epinoia, is an emanation of divine and heavenly aeon in the secret book of John and other Sethian texts.
Which we did cover.
Yes. I am the voice whose sounds are many, and the word whose appearances are many. I am the utterance of my own name. So, self-defined. This seems,
Yeah, that's right. It defines itself.
yes.
Okay.
Not only self-defined, but there's some weird temporal logic going on here.
True, yeah.
That's not possible in terms of actual offspring. But I don't know. It's interesting. It definitely breaks the sexual morality requirements within the Torah. To be like,
I am both the harlot and the Holy One.
well, I am the mother of my father and the sister of my husband.
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty great.
Which is directly against what is allowed within the Jewish tradition.
It is my husband who begot me.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, it is my husband who begot me, and he is my offspring.
Mine says, I am bride and groom, and my husband produced me. I am the mother of my father, and the sister of my husband, and he is my offspring.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have all the same stuff.
Yeah.
But you have both. It is my husband who begot me, and he is my offspring.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the same person, so.
Yeah. Which is not possible.
Right, yeah.
At least using normal temporal logics, right? Not reasonable. You who hate me, why do you love me and hate those who love me? You who deny me, confess me, and you who confess me, deny me. You tell the truth about me, tell lies about me, and you who've lied about me, tell the truth about me. You who know me, be ignorant of me, and as for those who have not known me, let them know me. For I am knowledge and ignorance. I am shy and bold. I am shameless. I am ashamed. I am tough and I am terror. I am war and peace. And be attentive to me. I am disgraced and great. Be attentive to my poverty and my wealth. Do not be arrogant toward me when I am thrown down on the ground, and you will find me in those who are come. If you see me on the dung heap, don't go and leave me thrown there. You will find me in the kingdoms. If you see me when I am thrown...
So this isn't Job in the Testament of Job.
No. If you see me when I am thrown out with the disgraced in the most sordid places, don't mock me. Don't throw me down violently with those in need. I am compassionate, and I am cruel. Take care not to hate my obedience, but love my self-control. In my weakness, do not disregard me, and do not fear my power. So more of this oppositional stuff. I wonder if they're hinting towards something like a Brahmanism, right? Something like more of a monism. Because within a non-dual system,
maybe,
you would just deny that there's any difference between these opposites, right?
Right. So I think it's definitely approaching that kind of Brahmin-esque thing. But you still have this difference between the mortal realm and this divine realm.
Right. The divines are not seen as like...
They're not like emanations.
Inextricably bound with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But it is like... As a being, these conceptual limitations aren't placed on it.
Yeah.
So logic doesn't apply. Why don't you start reading?
Sure. All right. So you just ended off with, and do not be afraid of my power.
Yes. Do not fear my power.
Hey, make sure you guys drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it around with all your mothers, all your fathers, all your harlots, all your holy ones, all your labor pains, all your brides, and all your bridegrooms.
Sometimes they say shouting out on the internet is like screaming out into the void, but you haven't tried screaming out into the void yet, so give that a go.
Yeah,
See how that works out.
Yeah, in order to help,
don't know.
to help you scream out into the void, join our Discord.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Gonna go on here. Why then do you despise my fear and curse my pride? I am she who exists in all fears and boldness and trembling. So, once again, same thing is happening here. I am she who is weak, and I am well in pleasure of place. I am foolish, and I am wise. Why have you hated me in your counsels? Is it because I shall be silent among those who are silent, and I shall appear and speak? Why then have you hated me, you Greeks, because I am a non-Greek among non-Greeks?
Because I am a barbarian among barbarians.
Right, yeah.
Of course, that would just mean non-Greek.
It would, yes. So these, of course, I don't think would be the only reason for this hatred would be that it is unheard of for them. Like, it's a foreign concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I use that both pun intended and not intended.
Well, it culminates in the next lines.
Okay. For I am the wisdom of Greeks and the gnosis of non-Greeks.
So here, gnosis is gnosis, the knowledge of non-Greeks.
Yeah.
Wisdom is Sophia. So this is both the Sophia, the wisdom, and the gnosis. So it's a universalist thing, right? It's taking traits that they're ascribing onto different categories of people. Here, Greeks and non-Greeks, and it's saying that it's both of them, right? So there's that.
Yeah. I am judgment for Greeks and non-Greek. I am the one whose image is multiple in Egypt, and the one who has no image among non-Greeks. So, I feel like this would be that hint at an Alexandrian or an Egyptian origin right here,
Yes.
since that's the one that they're noting.
You're right.
I am she who has been hated everywhere and who has been loved everywhere. I am she who is called life, and you have called death. I am she who is called law, and you have called lawlessness. All right, so cultural differences as well, looks like. I am the one who... I am the one you have pursued, and I'm the one you have restrained. I am the one you have scattered, and you have gathered me together. Before me, you have been ashamed, and you have been unashamed with me. I am she who observes no festival, and I am she whose festivals are many. I am godless, and I am she whose God is multiple. Do you... maybe...
I am godless, and I have many gods.
So, do you remember, I think it was one like stupid meme on Twitter, and it was like, I'm vegan and I eat meat, we exist. And then like all rational people were like, what? They were all making fun of it by saying stuff like, I'm an atheist and I believe in God, we exist.
Mm-hmm. You can be a vegan and eat meat.
Only lab-grown meat.
Would you call it meat?
Yeah.
No, you
meat.
can eat actual meat.
Wait, what?
Veganism is the attempt to minimize animal exploitation to the maximal degree.
I guess if you would
practicable.
have to kind of thing, they would be
Yeah.
okay with it, right?
If you're a vegan and you have some kind of genetic thing which makes it so that you have to eat meat,
Oh, sure.
you can eat meat
Oh,
and
there's
still
an
be a
Eskimo.
vegan.
I'm not
okay.
sure if this is entirely true, but I heard at some point that there's a genetic disorder where you have you need more iron in your blood, and so you have to eat more meat, just straight up.
Hey, my blood already tastes like iron. I think I'm doing just fine.
You would eat your blood.
I mean, like sometimes if I get like a paper cut or something, I just
Yeah.
Also, that's
Yeah.
right, Heathen Coalition. It is Friday the 13th.
That's pretty common.
Happy Friday the 13th, everyone.
Do I have
Jeez.
that spooky
Do you
music?
have
Is this it?
Yeah, that works.
There you go.
Oh shit! It's like Scream, or not Scream.
Friday the 13th.
No. Also, not Friday the 13th. I'm thinking of that scene
Like
in.
what it is, Lawrence.
Psycho.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Psycho. Yeah, the shower scene.
Mhm.
All right. Anyways, so did you know that the Undertaker based his gimmick off of Michael Myers?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
he has that like iconic sit-up spot in the movie.
Mhm.
And that's where Undertaker got his thing from. Anyways, so
Okay.
we're talking about horror movies. I don't know.
Horror movies and WWF.
Yep. Continuing on here with being godless and also having multiple gods. I am the one whom you have thought and whom you have scorned. I am unlearned, and it is from me they learn. I am she whom you have despised, and upon whom you think. I am the one from whom you have hidden, and to whom you are manifest. This is democracy manifest.
You got to a point where it says, I am the one who you pursued and I am the one you seized. Right? Earlier on.
So I have a one that's yes, that's very earlier on here. Yeah, I am the one you have pursued and I am the one you have restrained.
This could be a reference to Eve being seized in the secret book of John and other texts. Because earlier on, it does have a bit where it says, I am the one called life, and you have called me death. This was likely Greek Zoe, which was the name of Eve in the Septuagint. So this might be a series of references to Eve earlier on, but obviously it moves past that.
Fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am she whom you have despised and upon whom you think. I am the one from whom you have hidden and to whom you are manifest. But whenever you hide yourselves, I myself will be manifest. For whenever you are manifest, I myself will hide from you. Now, these next few verses
They're a little broken.
are a little broken. Those who have textual break,
Hooray!
another line of broken text, textual break, senselessly. Do you have any more than that?
I learned.
As for those who have break, foolishly break, take me away from their
Oh,
understanding.
they got foolishly. Okay.
$2. Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank you,
for
April.
the $2 and for the reminder. I drank half of this already.
Hydrate.
You know, after the show, I want to make some sex on the beaches because those things are delicious.
Can you though?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So,
Ice machine work? Did it just break?
well, I don't know. It's just not working. So what we did was put
Oh, you
water
made
into
ice.
those little ice cube things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very excited to make those.
Great.
All right, gonna continue on here. I
Yes.
guess after all this broken text,
Yep.
you just did the okay.
It's just broken.
Take me textual blank. Textual
Take
blank.
me
Textual
from-
break.
Mine says, take me away from their understanding.
I have like more to go on, but yeah, take me textual break. Understanding out of pain. And receive me to yourselves out of understanding in pain. Receive me to yourselves out of disgraceful places and contrition. And seize me from those which are good even though in disgrace. Out of shame receive me to yourselves in shamelessness, and out of shamelessness and shame blame my members among yourselves. and come forward to me, you who know me and who know my members. Establish the great ones among the small. Sorry, what? Establish the great ones among the small first creatures.
The insignificant first creatures.
So, is this a reference to the garden? Establishing the great ones among the small first creatures?
It could be, or it could just be another parallel between what's great and what is small.
Yeah, but this one makes more sense than a lot of the other ones. Come forward to childhood and do not despise it because it is little and small. And do not bring back some greatnessness. Sorry, yeah. Wow, I need a cough. All right.
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
Wunderbar.
Even though I had something to drink already. All right, so establish the great ones among the small first creatures. Come forward to childhood and do not despise it because it is little and small. And do not bring back some greatnesses in part from smallnesses.
Do not make what is great turn away part and part from what is small.
For the smallnesses, oh my God, this is just a stupid word.
For the small is known from what is great.
Yeah. For the smallnesses are known from the greatnesses. What a stupid word. Okay, anyways. It is not greatnessness. It's different. Greatnesses. Plural of greatness. So it's horrible. Why do you curse me and honor me? You have wounded and you have had mercy. Do not separate me from the first ones whom you have known, and do not cast anyone out, and do not bring back. Textual break.
Damn it.
Brought you back. And textual break. Know him not. You have any more on that one, or is that about it for you?
Thunder!
Maybe I should start reading now because we're getting towards the end, and I'll start off where those textual breaks are. Do not cast anyone out, nor turn anyone away, textual break. Turn yourselves, textual break.
You know, at the beginning...
Do not know, textual break. What is mine, textual break. Oh my God. I know the first ones, and those after them know me.
So I just want to point out that, remember in the introduction, it was said that this is a text that was in good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly complete. Mostly complete.
Mostly.
But yeah, it's they really overstated that.
Yeah.
Fiddled with textual breaks. Dang.
I am perfect mind. See the title of the text, right? Thunder, perfect mind. And rest, textual break. Plish in Naghamati Deutsch 2:463 restores this to read, I am and rest of the thunder. I am the knowledge of my search, the discovery of those who seek me, the command of those who ask of me, the power of powers, through my knowledge of angelic ambassadors, through my word of gods among gods, through my counsel of spirits of all people dwelling with me, of woman dwelling within me.
It's interesting here. So yeah, and the power of the powers by my gnosis of the angels who have been sent by my logos. So it's interesting how this could have been interpreted then, right? Because both logos and gnosis are also theological terms.
Right.
So this could be interpreted as literally like sent by my word, or by
sent by
an actual
the
logos. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's their
as a pre-existent
logos.
being. Yeah. It would be theirs, sure.
Yeah. I am honored and praised and scornfully despised. I am peace, and war has come because of me. I am alien and citizen. This could also be stranger. The theme of the alien or stranger is well known in Gnostic texts. I am substance and a woman without substance. Those from union with me are ignorant of me, and those sharing my being know me. Plish in Nagmati Deutsch amends this to read, those not from union with me know me. And those sharing my being know me. Those near me have been ignorant of me, and those far from me have known me. On the day I am near you, you are far from me. And on the day I am far from you, I am near you. I am, textual break, a lamp of the heart. I am, textual break, of natures. I am, textual break, of the creation of spirits and the request of souls. I am restraint and lack of restraint. I am unity and dissolution. I abide and dissolve. I am descent, and people ascend to me. I am judgment and pardon. I am sinless, and the root of sin comes from me. I am desire outwardly, and within me is self-control. I am hearing adequate for everyone, and speaking that cannot be repressed or grasped. I cannot talk or speak, and plentiful are my words. Hear me in gentleness, learn from me in roughness.
I'm not telling anything right now.
I think she got quite a lot of words. And
is this sentence false?
That was a question.
I'm asking you.
Oh, is this sentence false?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, yes. So, where does it say that? Hold on, I gotta find the actual verse. Like, you weren't that far from it, right?
What?
Yeah. So I am non-speaking. I'm a non-speaking mute, and great.
Plentiful are my words.
Yeah, and great is my multitude of utterances. So.
Well, yours is
So,
funnier because
in order for a statement,
mean that you talk to people.
In order for a statement to be true, right? Especially one with multiple propositions, they would both have to be true, right? Mm-hmm. So if one of these is false, then the whole statement is false. Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
A and B can only be true if both A and B are true.
Yes. So, I don't think this is a non-speaking mute. I think there are plenty of words here.
No. You said, what did they say? They have utterances?
Yeah.
They don't speak. They just.
That's oh my god. Okay, I don't think Chris knows what utterance means.
No, I don't
think. It can be
think.
words too. I know. But people make utterances just subconsciously, and that word still defines.
Oh my
god. It's just like
Anyways, they're also commands, right? And the power of the powers, by my gnosis of the angels who have sent by my logos, by my word. So it requires speech, unless we are supposed to take that one as a. But yeah, this is just the same thing that we've seen all the time. It literally just tells you two things that can't be both true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am the woman crying out, and I am cast upon the face of the earth. I prepare bread, and my mind within. On this difficult line, possibly in need of emendation, someone else wrote something in French.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
Nope, I'm not referencing it. I can't read it. Well, I can read it, but I can't understand what it is that I have read.
Right, and you can butcher a pronunciation if you'd like. But I wouldn't recommend it.
Le tonnerre intellect parfait.
Oh, no.
Yep. In French. I am the knowledge of my name, Gnosis. I cry out and I listen. I appear, textual break. Walk, textual break. Seal, textual break. Sign of refutation, textual break. I am the judge. I am the defense. Textual break. I am the one called justice, but violence is my name.
Oh, so this is interesting. I don't have judge in here in this one.
Yes, it is in brackets.
Okay. So it must have just been like an educated guess then.
Yeah.
I don't even have close. Okay, so they have seal of my textual break, sign of the nothing. There's nothing there, not even textual break.
Hooray.
I am textual break, the defense. But judge would make sense there.
Mm-hmm.
If you have defense and then also she was called truth and violence. Now I have a textual break there after violence, but having it be like violence is my name would also make sense.
And that's also in brackets.
Yeah.
And a lot of things here are in brackets.
Like the brackets?
You honor me, you who overcome, and you whisper against me. You who are overcome, judge before you are judged, because in you are judge and partiality. If you are condemned by it, who will pardon you? Or if you are pardoned by it, who can detain you? For what is within you is outside you, and the one who fashions you on the outside has formed you within. See for reference the Gospel of Thomas 22.
Which is another book that we should definitely read.
I also want to point out, maybe one of the things contributing here is Hermeticism, right? Hermeticism has like this big focus on like that which is above is like that which is below, that which is within is like that.
We got that in Jubilees a little bit, I think.
Yes, and Hermeticism was like present within Greek-speaking Egypt, definitely. So it's entirely possible that that has had some influence here.
I could see that.
What you see outside you, you see within you. It is visible, and it is your garment. The garment is the body that clothes the inner person. Yes, the body here, because we've gone over this in other things. Here.
Yeah,
the body is clothing, right, for the soul.
Very unfortunate dress.
Which, if you interpret Genesis in a certain way based off of that understanding,
then he'd be fashioning clothes for pre-existent souls.
Well, I mean the garden, right? Adam and Eve realized their nakedness, and then they fashion clothing for themselves. Well, if you interpret
the skin,
the body as clothing of the soul, then you could posit that.
Right, but I don't even know why that would be like. We don't have bodies? Like, why would that be a thought that they would think?
I'm not sure.
It wouldn't be.
Maybe because of the fruit.
Right, but if it was before God invented bodies, then they would have definitely no conception of that. Because even though it was tree of the knowledge of good and evil, I guess flesh would be then seen as intrinsically evil if you were to interpret it that way. Even
Which
in
they
thought.
have interpreted it that way.
But I mean, even before it was around.
Right.
So that would be weird if you interpreted it that way.
And yeah, Landon, it's well, if you're adhering to classical logic, right? If you introduce some kind of like many valued logics or like fuzzy logics in general.
Yeah. See, I mean, I took do you know if UWM has classes that do like fuzzy logic? Because I took like, an actual logic course, but
which logic course did you take? 111 or 211?
I don't remember.
What did you do?
It was the math one.
You did proofs?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, I covered some fuzzy logic stuff when I did one of the like the capstone classes.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, you had to for the degree, right?
I think they also have a modal logic class that could go into some things there.
So that's something I actually want to learn about, modal logic.
I have some books.
Right, and you know what? I remember looking through those. You like brought one over once, I think, and I was like, I don't understand what any of this is. But thinking back on it, I think that was
Because you
just,
didn't know logic.
right, because I'm thinking that it was just sentential logic. Yeah, and I just didn't understand it at the time.
Yeah.
So now I'm pretty sure I'd get it. But yeah,
It's totally different.
yeah.
Anyways, hear me, you listeners, and learn my words, you who know me. I am hearing adequate for everything. I am speaking that cannot be repressed or grasped. I am the name of the voice and the voice of the name. I am the sign of the letter and the indication of division. I, textual break, light, textual break, and shadow. Hear me, you listeners, textual break. Take me to yourselves. As the Lord, the great power lives, the one who stands will not change the name. It is the one who stands who created me. I shall utter his name. On these lines, note the descriptions of the teachings of Simon Magus and his companion Helena in the New Testament Acts and other early Christian literature, where Simon's concept of the divine can be referred to as the great power, and Simon himself can be described as one who stands.
Yeah, he was one of the magicians in there.
Yes. Look at the words of this one and all the texts that have been written. Pay attention.
No. I'm going to read my version here. So this is, this is right, just to be clear, this is right after, but I shall speak his name. Okay. Behold!
Behold!
Then his utterances and all the writings that have been completed.
Okay. We have a behold.
Yep. You're welcome.
Gotta have it.
I give the people what they want.
Okay. Pay attention, you listeners, and you also, you angels, and you who have been sent, and you spirits who have risen from the dead. I alone exist, and I have no one to judge me. Okay, now we have something very Brahmanistic.
Yeah, right?
This is very
true.
much in line with that. I alone exist. Right?
Yeah.
So at the very least, you have solipsism.
Dun, dun, dun.
For there are many sorts of seductive sins and deeds without restraint and disgraceful desires. Lots of alliterations going on here. And fleeting pleasures that people embrace until they become sober and rise up to their place of rest. They will find me there, and they will live and not die again.
Oh, yeah. So this is, once they... Because you have this true realm of existence, and then you have this like false realm of existence where everyone is basically in a simulation.
Now, if you are in the know,
realize it.
Yeah. If you're in the know.
Oh, this is like Buddhism, right?
Yeah, right, which is what I talked about.
I know with Brahman,
right?
yeah.
But once you realize that you are the all-pervasive one, you achieve liberation from samsara, right?
Right. So I would say that the one big difference here is that when it does say like, I'm the only thing that exists, it's not like it's not like the rest of reality is an emanation of these gods in the same,
which you would expect to see in something like traditional Kabbalism, where like the Sephirot are emanations of.
I have discovered the deep secret truth of this text.
You did?
Yes.
What is it?
It is a depiction of chaos.
Well,
Specifically,
both,
the mother being
it's both chaos and order.
That chaos would contain both chaos. True chaos would contain both chaos and order.
Now you're sounding like thunder.
Maybe it's something like the Enema Elish, right? So from on high, the Tiamat, who is chaos, and Abzu, their bodies meld together, right? Maybe it's something like that. Of course, Tiamat is a feminine entity.
Yeah, it looks like this is much closer related to. You have obviously the strains of wisdom literature, but it also looks like it's closer related to Greek stuff. So I would think that I think maybe your note on Hermeticism.
Yeah, Hermeticism is
Makes
definitely present, at least with the general topic of the text seems to be pretty hermetic. Like, just in general, it's. I mean,
Yeah, well,
the
they're
Corpus Hermeticum is better written, but
has less textual gaps.
yeah. So Thunder. Final thoughts on Thunder. You know,
Cool.
it's all right. It's kind of broken.
It unfortunately it's broken.
Yeah, it could be better if it were not broken. But also, like, obviously they're doing what they can artistically as a piece of literature.
Sure, yeah.
The actual ideas expressed therein are not like substantial. You don't need that much space to communicate similar ideas.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing that they were just going through all of the common ways of saying the same thing, that being, alpha and omega.
You know what it could be, though I'm not sure if this was like established at Nag Hammadi. In Eastern traditions, you have like sutras and stuff where they're meditative texts where you're meant to like chant it or something like that. I mean, it's a poem.
Or maybe it's
usually
some kind of hymn, at least.
Yeah, if you look at the sutras, those are written in a very similar way. I mean, they don't provide you with the sheet music to do the hymn.
Sure, yeah.
Right? So it could be something like that, something to be chanted, something as part of a liturgy. It could just be a poem that someone really liked, or like something that they wrote in scribe school and they just threw into the document. It could be any number of things. In its current state, I'm going to rate it a 5 out of 10. Like, you don't really get that much out of it, and it's kind of like repetitive.
It is, yeah.
There really wasn't much for us to comment on because once we made initial comments, it just continued doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, my interpretation of this is be like, okay, so there's like a real reality and a fake reality that humans kind of exist in, but it's not like it's a manifestation or an emergence of the divine reality. They would exist separately, but then at some point in time, if you get gnosis, right, if you realize all this stuff, then you ascend to the real reality. Yeah, that's my interpretation of this, and this would be a hymn from that final.
Well, you have realization of that which is above being like that which is below, right?
Yeah.
So it says outright that I'm the one who descends and others ascend through me, right?
Yeah. And so maybe
very hermetic.
So I think in this context, some of this stuff would make sense, right? Like where it says, that, it has a lot of words, but also a non-speaking mute, right? Like to one perspective, it would be a non-speaking mute. In another perspective, it would be someone who has the most words. So I think really in that context, it would at least make sense.
Well, there's also
but they took alpha.
I can't hear you through here.
I can hear you.
No, I can hear you. I can't hear you through the mic.
I hear you through the mic.
I don't.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's like that. So
Great.
yeah. Chris likes to mess around with the mic settings there.
My audio board is there, and the buttons are pressable. I
Yeah,
never
he
get to
can-
press the buttons.
He can mute people at will.
So Jay Dollarsign gives paid consulting on how to be a prophet.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't provide like the service of
being a prophet.
of being a consultant in exchange for money. He provides consulting that is paid. So He will pay you to teach you.
Oh wow, nice.
Nice.
That is really kind of you.
That's what
Yes.
the money sign.
That is wow,
There,
wow.
right?
What a philanthropist. So either way, that I think I would have to agree with you on your rating there. Honestly,
I'm gonna throw it out of the water here and give it a 20 out of 10.
20 out of 10.
So that you guys have to give it a 10 out of 10. Or 40. I'll give it a 40 out of 10. There you go.
Illegal.
Illegal? Oh,
No.
gosh dang.
Then I will give it negative 40
Yeah,
out
right,
of
thanks.
10.
Right. Yeah.
No, I'll say it was like a 6. Something like that. Actually.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I did feel like if you understood what you pointed out, Lawrence, and perhaps some other Gnostic ideas, that it had something, perhaps. I'm not sure what.
Definitely sounds like some kind of hymn.
I like it as a depiction of chaos. That's how I kind of imagine it. It's got both order and, non-order, which would be chaos, I suppose. Anyways, so that's our reading.
Yep, that's the rating.
Yeah, so hey, if you enjoyed the stream today, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Patreon. Check us out on Discord. Check us out on Teespring. Check us out on our Amazon wish list. Check us out on Facebook.
Yes, and by
Twitter.
the way, a couple things. So, and also I'm glad that the shirt thing is working.
Yeah.
So with the wish list, I also added a couple things that we could use. At least from Amazon, I only added one thing that I found that we could use. So I want to, build like an actual set for because the last video I did on the pirates, right? I had the green screen that I was using, but it was suggested that I use actual props and have an actual proper set built. So I think that's a good idea.
Go right there.
Yeah, I mean we can fit it in. It's no big deal.
here.
Yeah. So I did add I think a statue of a little statue of Athena. I think that's fun. I tried finding some other stuff on there, but it's really hard to find replica art.
Well, it's a good thing that you don't have to, because if you have cash that's given to you, you can hop on eBay, and on eBay you can search antiques, and you can find ancient Near East archaeological finds.
I feel like those would be really expensive.
Not really.
Are you talking about actual archaeological
I'm
finds?
talking about someone dug up a statue, small, a fetish or whatever of a god, and they're like, "Hey, I'll put it on eBay," and they get less than $100 for it.
Like the real one, not a replica,
Yeah.
a real one.
Yeah, real. There are tons of these things,
Shop
Lawrence.
around, dude.
Think
Holy
about
shit. What?
think about how many people.
Why would that be so cheap?
Look,
I'm not an
Lawrence,
expert.
think about how many
yeah, but
people
yeah.
wear jewelry that has crosses on it right now.
Oh, because it's so common. No one cares. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Supply. All right.
And demand?
Yeah.
What demand?
Yeah.
Who cares? You?
True. Yeah. So low demand, high supply. Okay.
But we can totally
Fair
buy ancient statues
Stop.
of things.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, you gotta look through the back rooms, guys.
I don't think you have ancient statues.
We don't know.
We do have ball.
It's true.
There was
True.
Look, I found that random bull sculpture right there.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways, we already shilled everything.
we did.
So,
You're right.
hey.
But make sure you click all the links in the description.
Remember.
Down
And
there.
and I suppose that's the show. And we'll
See you on
see you on Sunday for
Sunday.
Galatians. It's the next letter in the series of letters we have to read.